quiet hills of Ashanti Mampong, steeped in royal Ashanti tradition, to the glowing screens of video game centers, and now at the vibrant game development studios of Leti Arts in Accra, Ghana. Prince Twumasi Osei's journey is living proof that when passion is guided with purpose, it can become a platform for transformation.
You know, surprisingly, I didn't know Leti Arts was a game studio. When I was going to join Leti Arts, I had come to Accra 2 years ago. One day, I stood up, I was like, I want to put my business skill set in a field that will allow me to grow. I spoke to one of my mentors, and shout out to Josiah of iSpace, recommended me to Mr. Aram. So I went for my first interview, and after our conversation, I realized it's gaming.
We are set to go for another amazing episode on the VGA Esports Talk. You know, on here, it's gaming and esports only, and we've got another wonderful episode for you. One that I'd want you to tune in from start to finish. As usual, my name is Simon. Of course, I've got a guest here with me from one of the leading African game developers here in Ghana and the whole of Africa, from Leti Arts I'm speaking of. We've got someone from the business and development part of their studios. We've got Prince here with us for a wonderful conversation, not just in the gaming sector, esports sector, everything you need to know about Leti Arts. The man is here, just start down from France, so your man will be big man. Big man, welcome.
That wasn't the introduction I was expecting. Thank you very much, Slamo.
Yeah, thanks for joining us as well. We've been waiting to have this conversation for a very long time. But we asked this a couple of weeks ago. You dropped from France. How you go?
You see, what make I talk about? But it was a very nice experience, especially for me being a first timer in Paris.
Was that your first time traveling, like as a whole?
No,
or maybe first time traveling with the game, like something game related.
Yeah, it's my first time outside Africa.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
But I've been traveling within Africa, my first time traveling outside Africa through game.
Wow.
Yeah, I hope you understand.
We love to hear those stories.
So it's through game that I got my first travel outside
of Africa. Amazing.
And it was very nice experience.
At the New Images Festival, I believe.
New Images Festival in Paris. And you know, when you do something that you are passionate about, and it's like a hobby that you started from childhood, and seeing yourself that hobby and that passion has taken you to a certain platform that, like any other works that you've done, apart from your hobby, didn't take you to. So it was quite a surreal feeling for me. The first 2 days was very overwhelming, but it was an amazing experience. Met big industries, organization, the tech and gaming industry, XR industry, and I'm still reliving. I can see
from the way he's speaking, he's playing it all over in his head. How things are going. Before we even delve into what happened at the New Images Festival, now Prince is someone who really loves video games. Even from our conversations off the camera, I can see he really loves video games. Why did you even first of all join Leti Arts before we even get to other things?
Why I joined Leti Arts? You know, surprisingly, I didn't know Leti Arts was a game studio when I was going to join Leti Arts, and I had come to Accra 2 years ago, and I've gone through several fellowships, several projects, working on contracts and stuff. But then one day I stood up, I was like, I want to put my business skill set in a field that will allow me to grow. I spoke to one of my mentors, and shout out to Josiah of iSpace, recommended me to Mr. Aram. So I went for my first interview. I'll share the pictures with you. You can share my first interview with Aram. That was on the 16th of April.
You remember all of the dates too?
16th of April last year. And after our conversation, I realized it's gaming. I went home and I prayed about it. And I was like, God, what are you telling me? Yeah, this is like a childhood dream, like reliving all over again, because I grew up, like my teenage and childhood stuff, I grew up from Asante Mampong. And in Asante Mampong, those who know Pato know that I've been playing game from sometimes it's no good thing, but I do skip class, go to game. I became a game man at a certain point.
In Ghana terms, game B.
Yes, I became a game man at a certain point. So when I interviewed at Leti, I started as a PA, personal assistant to Aram, and I loved game. So seeing what they are doing at Leti, how they are changing the narration, producing not just any ordinary game, but based on authentic African story and folklore, and selling the African story through this interactive media, it was amazing. My concern was about the fact that we are doing this in Ghana, and we are getting all the international recognitions, but how do we make it available so that someone like me who grew up playing games can feel like, oh, there is an opportunity for me in the gaming industry where I can fit in. And I think Leti is doing it so well, and I'm a living evidence, so you can say. And currently, they want me to accept it. I'm not going to accept it. I'm the operations and business development manager.
Finally.
They want me to accept it, yeah. But it has been an amazing time with Leti. I can say for the past 1 year working with in the gaming industry, doing things that you love, adding your business side to your hobby, your passion. The growth has been exponential.
You can feel it in every single sentence that he's made. That if you're a gamer and you get to do something that you love, and that is where you earn your daily bread, it's just an amazing experience. Now let's go overseas a little bit. France, the New Image Festival. Leti Arts a couple of weeks ago launched their new VR center. We're there with you guys to celebrate at Alliance Française. So when we knew you guys were entering into the virtual space, was it one of the main reasons why you also went to the New Image Festival? Because it's also dealing with like the virtual reality space.
Yeah, it was. Our partnership with the Alliance Française, Accra, and the French Embassy to establish the gaming arcade and the VR center at Alliance Française premises. We realized that we've been creating games primarily driven by mobile, and we are testing our first PC game. We realized it's not just the only format that we can produce this interactive content, and we want to go heavy on XR. The new transformation text, that's XR and AI. So when we established the VR center, that's last year, through the Creation Africa, Ghana, and Alliance Française, we were invited to New Images, which is a big festival for the XR industry.
Yeah, very huge.
We went there earlier this month, which I also spoke on one of the panels about.
It was amazing seeing you there.
One of the panels about how emerging countries and economies like Africa are advancing in the XR industry, moving from not just from education to monetization. So it was a very nice experience. Met big companies in the XR industry, and the VR center and gaming arcade that we've established, I think it will be one of the big projects that Leti is advancing now. And we are very particular about that because it's not just creating the content in an immersive space, but we also, as Leti has always been doing, trying to close the gap in technical expertise, the lack of technical expertise in Africa. So the VR center is going to have a bootcamp training that will run every single year, and we'll have festivals, projects tied to the VR center, and it's so much coming up. As you stated.
Amazing. I mean, we were there ourselves, so we saw like the kind of work that you've put in and what it's been able to bring about already. Lovely scenes there. Of course, if you are following the VGA Esports show across all social media platforms, you see, and if you are following Leti as well, I'm sure you've seen what they've been able to do. Now, with game development and what we've seen from Leti through the years, we've seen some amazing games already. Sweep, Africa Legends, like Puzzle Scout, like really nice games in there. Are there any projects that we should be looking forward to? If you're not just maybe even developing games, but like events here and there that you guys are planning?
Yeah, Leti because we created an industry out of an oasis, we can't rest. We always have to do something new. And since I joined Leti, it has been back to back. And currently we are releasing our demo for Kamza, the first PC game. So
for Kamza, for those who are on Fortnite, we broke the news to you that you could test Kamza run in there.
So now we've created Kamza for PC, and Xbox, which will be coming out very, very, very soon. It will be released very soon. We are also expanding the African Legends universe. New stories, new animations are coming out. I don't know. The team wanted me to be quiet by this, but please, Puzzle Scout 2 is coming.
VG exclusive. We needed that one.
So Puzzle Scout 2 is coming, and Swift is also going to see a multiplayer PvP.
Wow.
So
I needed to challenge a lot of people in Swift. If it comes out, you know the person they talk about.
Yeah. PvP, player versus player, is coming out, and a big collaboration on Swift with one big musician is also coming out.
Wow.
It's exclusive, so you heard it here first. With the events, several events are coming out through the VR center. There's going to be several LB location-based events like the one that we did last week with Alun Wade and the jazz artist. There's going to be several ones coming up. Leti at proper event. Stay tuned. This year we are going to have a community meetup, esports, game, movies, music,
the tech
everything,
guys,
everything creative. We are going to have that event at Leti at premises. So that was also in the bag.
Amazing. Just a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, we're there at their 15-year anniversary. Yeah. And if you see the kind of stories that were told around, you playing video games as a kid, like, did it ever occur to you that someone had been doing this for 15 years? Like, a group had been doing this for 15 years and they've gotten to this stage?
It's how should I say? It's a mixed feeling because I wish I knew about it early.
Yeah.
And this is why we are always preaching and advocating for the narration change in the gaming industry. Because if I knew this earlier, I think my mom wouldn't come to my room and smash my PS4.
Yo,
right?
What a crazy story.
So, these are the narrations that we want to keep on changing. 15 years in the industry, and you hear the story and the journey that Aram and Wesley went through for the past 15 years to create this industry, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, where gaming is seen differently. The narration around gaming is different. If you're a gamer, you're a rascal. People perceive me that way at a certain point in my life. But if we knew that there is an industry that has been created and every young person sees him or herself in an industry that, oh, I'm not just playing game for fun. I'm not just going for competition for fun or for the money, but then I'm creating a career path, which at the end of the day, my mom could see, my parents could see that, oh, I didn't just be in my room and playing games. So I like what the esports community and Leti are doing together. And I think when we continue in this space, a lot of people are going to like understand what we are trying to achieve. So back to your question, if I knew, it would have been much easier for me, because after university, I was home playing game, waiting for employment to come. Even though I was running my own stuff, I was waiting for employment to come. But what if I knew there was a game studio developing game that would need my service as a business developer, business development manager? It would have been much exciting. But I met Aram through a mentor, which casually didn't tell me what Leti was about. And I think God brought me to Leti, and I've enjoyed my stay at Leti for the past 1 year.
Your story is certainly an inspirational one. For someone who really loves video games to now working with a game studio, I think it's magical. If you're following the same path as him, you also love video games, and you know you can get into these kind of things. Leti Art is the place for you. So you're speaking of career path. What are some like the job opportunities at Leti Art? Because I know you guys grant internships to a lot of young people. I know your partnership with Ashesi University, the educational side of things. Career path opportunities for someone who maybe wants to work at Leti Art. What are a couple of things that he or she should be looking at?
Yeah, I'll talk about Leti Art and I'll expand it to industry-wise. When it comes to Leti Art, we employ everyone. Everyone. I mean, when I mean everyone, I mean everyone.
Everyone.
Just you decide to learn game development and game design, you are welcome. Our doors are always open to anyone that wants to learn, because it's our mission to develop African talent in the game industry, right? So to produce games, comics for global use. That's
Made by
that's
the Africans.
That's our mission. That's our mission. So whether you are a novice, whether you are an intermittent person, or like intermediate person, or you are pro, everyone is welcome. That's why we have our internship program, and our internship program over the years has trained over thousands, like students, kids, professionals that pass through us. We also have employment shoots. You can work with the business administration side. You can work in animation, arts, game development, UI, UX. It can be sound, narratives. If you're a story writer, everyone is welcome at Leti. As I said, the gaming industry is big. When we say big, the gaming industry is massive. Massive. It's 10 times bigger than the music industry. 10 times
Music and movie combined, still not up to gaming.
Right? Because gaming industry enables other industry. You can be a lawyer in the gaming industry. You can be a business person in the gaming industry. You can be a fashion person in the gaming industry, right? Because we've worked on contracts and projects, consulting projects where we brought someone who is a fashion designer to do concepts for characters, right? Fashion for characters. So these are what I was telling you. If there were policies, right, around these things to support tech industries and gaming companies and studios in Africa, we could create 10 times or 100 times the employment or vacancies that other entertainment industry are giving out. Because the gaming industry, we don't just develop all the supply chain from development, testing, and distributing. They are like different occupation and employment opportunities in all these. And unfortunately, that's where we are. We are in Africa, we are in Ghana, where the narration around the game is new to our parents and new to the community. So what Leti does is, we are going to train more people, young people, to come into the gaming industry and find themselves. After finding themselves, create a career path. Because that's what the Eram would say, the ordinary Ghanaian parents understand. Right? Imagine, I told my mom I'm working with a game studio. Up to now, she doesn't know what I do.
The game studio is.
She doesn't know what we do. She doesn't. And it's not just her. Even my elder brother, who is an elite, I tell him, I work with Leti. What does Leti do? It's a game studio. We develop games. What do you do again? I'm a business. How is game and business related?
Yeah.
You see. So all these are conscious effort that we are putting in place, not just for ourselves to train people, but when they come and they make they grow, they empower themselves in the gaming industry, like how Aram has been able to mentor me to this stage, and I'm working as a business development manager. It's just beautiful, and it has been inspirational to some of my friends and my colleagues, and they keep asking me, just what the game they don't mean.
Yeah. Once a gamer, always a gamer. The massive story of Prince, who's now with Leti Arts, truly amazing. Before we go, any last final words for anybody who's watching this and was just inspired by what you said?
For me, I'm happy that Aram Wesley, the whole Leti Arts team has been able to do this for 15 years. And I've come to meet a legacy where it's really inspiring when you hear about how it started and how just 1 or 2 studios across Africa, and especially in sub-Saharan Africa, is just Leti Art, and now we have over 250 studios across Africa within the past 10 years. The gaming studios in Africa have grown from being single numbers to over 250. Right?
Wow.
So, as I said, this is to every stakeholder out there. The gaming industry is bigger than what you think of, and it's about time, as we are all going about the craze of AI, we pay attention to the gaming industry, and we pay attention to the young brothers and young sisters who are playing the game, who are consuming, because we want to direct them to consume games that are being made by Africans, that are being made by Ghanaians, and Leti Art is pioneering that. And as I always say on any platform, Leti Art is not just pioneering, but we are changing the narrative for every young Ghanaian. So if you want to come work with Leti Art, the door is open. You just pass through our office or go through our social media, send Sebastian a message on our social media handles. He will reply you. Pass by the office. Let's have a chat. Reach out to me on social media. We can talk. And I wish my story and what Letias is doing also inspire my boys in the group chats. Don't just play. Make a career out.
Amazing stuff. The amazing story from Prince, from Leti Arts. I hope you're inspired like I was. Definitely a lot of things to learn from this one. I told you guys to stick and stay to the whole of the episode. This was the VGA Esports Talk with Prince from Leti Arts. We'll catch you some other time. Stay safe out there and keep gaming.